Hi, guys, and welcome to THFC Till I Die, your home at Tottenham, past, present, and exciting future under some new manager. Maybe Ange, maybe Inzaghi, maybe Mrs. Tron's going to take over Tottenham and give it a woman's touch. Who knows? But anyway, this is your predicted. I'm going to pay for that later. This is your predicted lineup show, where I go over the team that I think Ange should pick tomorrow night to take us into the quarterfinals of the Europa League, a competition I think deep down we can win. I know a lot of you out there thinking, Dermo, have you been taking your medication properly? What have you drank? What are you smoking? What have you taken? Do you know, are you blind? Have you not seen us play? I just think it would be so Spursy for Tottenham to actually go on and win this competition. It would be. It would be us, wouldn't it? It'd be typical. It'd be the biggest Spursy thing Spurs could do. And then Ange can then say, I have won something in my second season. But more about that in the Ange Talk Sports show, which will be up later. But listen, guys, let's crack on with it. Let's go through this 11. And of course, in goal, I have started with Italy's number one, Tottenham's number one. Big Vic Vicario in goal for Spurs. He's been outstanding since he's come back, so we really missed him. And look, I just think Vic is the first name at any team sheet. If half the team had his passion, we would not be in this mess. I'm telling you that now. But big up to Vic in goal, number one. And also the back four, we got Porro, we've got Romero, we've got Van der Ven, and we've got Jed Spence. Let's go through this a little bit. Look, I know Porro's been playing badly. There's a lot of calls to stick Jed Spence into Porro's position and possibly stick Ben Davies, who's returning, into Jed Spence's position. But I just think tomorrow night, Porro will give you a bit more with his crossing ability, with his accuracy with his crossing, and I just think he gives you more attacking wise than a Udogie or Ben Davies does. And look, he could play bad tomorrow. He didn't play brilliant against Bournemouth, let's be face it. Was at fault for the first goal. Out of position, lost his man, too far forward. Do you know, the Bournemouth player had acres of room and he had no right to get that cross in, by the way. And Bournemouth had no right to score, but they did. But I just think it gives you a better option going forward, attacking rights. But let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. Of course, we start with the Argentinian bulldog, Christian Romero, back again after injury. I think this is the second game he starts. I get it. I was very critical of him on Sunday with the Bournemouth game, and every rightly criticising some of his passing was absolutely atrocious. Maybe that's put down to game rustiness. Maybe that was put down for lack of game time. Maybe so. But to come out afterwards and thank the Argentinian medical staff for looking after him, getting him back, I think is a kick in the teeth to the Tottenham medical staff. And we all know how bad our medical staff is at Spurs. But still, you know, a bit of support with their morale low, I think wouldn't have gone amiss from Romero. He could have said, I want to thank the Tottenham and Argentinian medical staff for getting me back. I think I would have been okay with that because I understand a lot of players outsource their recovery, go to different doctors to sort out their injuries. It's not unusual. But just to thank the Argentinian medical staff instead of thanking the Tottenham medical staff, I think it's a little bit of a kick in the teeth to them. But he starts tomorrow. I'm not giving him the captaincy. I didn't think it suited him on Saturday, and I don't think he's captain material in my view, but there you go. Next to him, of course, is the fastest Dutch man in the West. Of course, it is Mickey van der Ven, the quickest man. He's quicker than Speedy Gonzalez, and I'm so glad Mickey's back because Mickey brings speed. He's very comfortable on the ball coming out as well. He can set up a lot of attacks. He does. He's very comfortable on the ball, and I think it's great to have him back. We rarely missed him. We rarely have. And I think the relationship him and Danso were building against Bournemouth was very promising indeed. So big up to Mickey. So that is my centre-back pairing, Romero and Van der Ven back together again. And then the last piece of the four-man defence is, of course, Jedi Master himself, Jed Spence, the man that could show Luke Skywalker a thing or two about defending the Force. And for me, Jed Spence, he's my player of the season. I'm going to stand by that. I think he's redemption story for where he was when Ange came in to where he is now has been absolutely remarkable. And it shows you put hard work into it, you knuckle down, hard work, dedication to your craft, dedication to your sport, dedication in looking after yourself and not doing the basuma with time off, going off to a ski resort, doing off the field sort of after games, off the field stuff to make you get ready for the next game, train hard. And Spencer's done all of that this season. For me, I think I'm over the moon for him because he has the talent. He has the temperament. He has the talent to become a really good player. Now, he's knuckled down. Let's build on this. Let's get over this game, the last 10 games of the season, get another good preseason into him. And I think he could be the new fullback we could be looking for. I've gone through a midfield tree of Bergville, Papa Sarr, and James and Madison. I want to start first with Papa Sarr, who I think will play in the middle with Madison. I think Bergville will play in the 6. I know there was a lot of call for Archie Gray to play there, but I've decided not to. I just think Bergville and Sarr and Madison just play better together. And big up to Sarr as well. He is doing Ramadan at the moment, so he's not eating during the day. And the performance he put in, and so is Jed Spence actually as well, as far as I know. The performance he put in on Sunday against Bournemouth was one of the better performances. And I think fair play to him. And I think Sarr has had a good season. He's had 1 or 2 games where he hasn't been great. But I just think him and Bergville together make a better partnership. And of course, I am partnering with the Swedish Messi, the blonde bombshell, as a lot of people want to call him. I think he's been outstanding this season. Bergville really has changed the game when he came on against Bournemouth on Sunday. He really did change it. Him and Son they give a different dynamic to that midfield. He brought a bit of feistiness to it. He brought a little bit of fight to that midfield, and he brought a little bit of technical, creative to that midfield. And Bergville, for me, he's had an absolute fantastic season, and fair play to him. And of course, also to finish off that midfield tree is James Madison, the darts man. And look, for me, Madison has to prove again why he should be in the England squad. There's an international coming up. I forget if he's in it or not. Maybe you lads can let me know in the chat below, in the comments below. But he hasn't been good enough. Again, he turns up for the big games, and again, he doesn't turn up like against Man City. He was nowhere, absolutely nowhere, and captain as well. I think this leadership group of Madison and Romero and Vicario, and Sonny as well, has to be changed. I would keep Vicario in there because Vicario shows passion. Madison doesn't show any passion, but there is a but coming. Madison is a very gifted footballer. If you put the right players around him, this person can shine. He can do it. We've seen it against Man City. We've seen it against Manchester United as well. In the big games where he has to turn up for his own reasons, he can do it. We just want to see it more consistently to the end of the season, have a good preseason in them, and make a fight for that England place. Make a fight for that World Cup place. If you want to go to the World Cup next year, at the end of next season, you want to be on that plane. You've got to put in consistent performances. I think also he might be one of the players that has probably lost faith in Ange. And I think you may find if a new manager does come in, you may find Madison that might just flick a switch in Madison, and he may become more consistently better. Do you drop him a bit deeper in midfield? Is that when he needs a bit more space to do his work? Maybe so. But he is a gifted footballer. He can do it when he wants to. He hasn't just done it consistently this season. I like James Madison. When he was at Leicester, I was raving. I always wanted him at Spurs. Now he's here. He's got to prove it to me. He can be the Spurs player we know he can be. He can be the key to unlock defenses. Tomorrow night is vital. He's on game. He's up for it. And he's unlocking this AZ defense because it is unlockable. It's down to him to find the key, to put the front tree in, to get the goals, to get us into that quarterfinals. Then for the front tree, I have gone with Captain Son, Captain Fantastic. I've gone for Dom Solanke. And also I've gone for the Welsh Wizard in Odegaard. Let's start with Captain Fantastic, of course, Sonny. Look, came on Sunday, scored a penalty, did his bit, did his captain's bit in the second half. He did lead by example, and he was one of the few players that actually played well when he came on. He changed the game, and that's what you want from substitutions. You want them to change the game. You want them to change the narrative, how the game is going, and he did that on Sunday. But again, this season, he has been found wanting in some games. He has been found wanting in many games this season. Now, due that to Ange's system or the way we play it, or age is catching up with Sonny, that he's lost a step. And it's not, this is not a dig at Sonny. Sonny's a legend. Sonny is being consistently one of our best players over the last 10 years. And players will lose a bit of pace and they will lose a little bit of ability, but it doesn't not make him a good player. He's still there. He's still one of our most best players. And I love Sonny. Look, he's here for another season. There's rumors that Bayern Munich want to take him to Bayern Munich in the summer. I'd be sorry to see him go, but a lot of fans think Sonny should go. For me, I don't think so. I don't think you get rid of your best players. You add to it, and with his experience and with his mentality and with his dedication as well, I think you need that in the dressing room. You need that to use his experience to guide us through the tough times. And we've had tough times this season. We've had really tough times. But I would love to see Sonny lift a trophy, and maybe we can do it with the Europa League. Who knows? We've got Dom Solanke up front. His second game back. He had his first game back, of course, on Sunday against her first game back came on against AZ, came off with an injury when he got kneed in the arse, which was painful. And then he did start on Sunday, played very well. He didn't have the greatest of games, but his work rate was there. And we have missed that, him pressing all the time. And he will get better as he gets more match fitness into him and more game time. He will get back to what he was doing. He's not the striker to score you your 20, 25 goals a season. We did overpay for him. I was very underwhelmed when we bought him, but he has proved me wrong with his work rate, with the way he does play the game, the way he drops deep and tries to bring other players in and holding up the ball. Out of the two, I think, look, I love Solanke every day, all day over Richarlison, to be fair. And I think he's a good player, and I think he will come good. I think if you put a system where it suits Solanke and the wingers get crosses in that he can attack in the box, I think then you may get the best out of him. It's all about, he's a striker, and strikers need ammunition, and we're not giving them the ammunition to get the goals to win this game. So the wingers have to do their bits. James Maddison has to do his bit. Then Solanke has to get the ball when he gets it in the area and then put it in the back of the net. I think he can do that, and I think he will do that. But we have to find whoever comes in to take over from Ange, the system change, we may see a better Solanke. So, but I think he will. I think he'll get a couple tomorrow night as well. I'm putting down Solanke for 2 in my 4-0 predicted win. And of course, then we're finishing off with the Welsh Wizard in Odegaard as well. Look, I like the kid. I think it was a good buy from Burnley. Very impressed with him. He's quick. He takes on his man. He's not like Brendan Johnson, who hides. He doesn't. He wants the ball. He wants to attack. He wants to get in there. He wants to be involved. And I think that's what you want from your winger. You want your winger to attack your man, to attack the fullback, to attack the defense, get crosses in, get passes in. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But you want to see him try. And that's one thing he does bring you. He tries his hardest. And you can't have a go at him for that. If a player can give 110%, even if it works or doesn't work, at least you know if he gives his best for the shirt, he gives his all while he's on that pitch, then I don't think you should be slagging him off. But he's a young lad. He's very talented, and I think he's got the temperament and the talent to become a very good player. Brendan Johnson could learn a lot from Odegaard, how to take on his man and get crosses in and not hide in games. At least with Odegaard, he doesn't hide, where Brendan Johnson does. Listen, guys, that is my predicted lineup for the game against Spurs versus AZ Alkmaar. As I said during it, I am going for a 4-0 win tomorrow night. Spurs will win. We'll get into the quarterfinals. I think we're going to play Frankfurt in the quarterfinals. I think that is a very difficult game. But as I said at the start, I've got this gut-wrenching feeling. Spurs being Spurs, we could win the Europa League. Do you know? Today is to do. Today is the dream. And then it's do or die. But look, whatever you do, let's get behind the balls tomorrow night. Please like, please subscribe, please hit that notification bell as well for all your future predicted lineups and also all your future pre-records. And also we're back live tomorrow with the match day stuff. We've got the match up build-up starting at 7, and then after the game, whenever the game finishes, you've got final score when we go on talking about what we've just seen. But please like and subscribe. Let's get the 3K before the start of next season. Come on, you Spurs. In something. And big ups. Come on, you Spurs. And then the cock will we trust. There you go. Let's get behind the boys. See you later.